Erik Ten Hag will join Manchester United this summer, and well, after the season we have had, with us sitting in 6th place on 58 points and us having a goal difference of just 1, well, that is unacceptable for Manchester United, and we must have wholesale changes this summer. But part of these changes, who could Erik Ten Hag sell, and in his dream scenario, who would the Dutchman want us to sign? Well, let's discuss all this in the latest episode of Transfers FC. But let's start off with Erik Ten Hag's transfer budget, as according to Paul Hurst, Erik Ten Hag wants to bring in a number of players and has a budget of 120 million to spend this summer, plus any money raised from sales. So this summer Erik Ten Hag will have 120 million to spend, but if we are to sign the likes of Frenkie De Jong and Darwin Núñez and co, well, Manchester United will need to have more money. And while according to Samuel Luckhurst, Manchester United are expected to save £50 million on their annual wage bill with the imminent departures of Paul Pogba, Nemanja Matic, Jesse Lingard, Juan Mata, Edison Cavani and Lee Grant, who are all out of contract next month. But that doesn't mean Manchester United will have any more money in that transfer committee. But we could possibly add some money to that by selling the likes of Diego Dalot, Phil Jones, Eric Bailly, Alex Telles, Andres Pereira and Anthony Martial for around in total of £80 million in potential sales. 80 million there, him already having 120 million, that is 200 million to spend. But what position does Erik Ten Hag want? Well, according to James Ducker, Erik Ten Hag ideally wants 2 midfielders, a versatile forward and a centre half this summer. But let's get straight into the strikers that Erik Ten Hag wants. And according to Fabrizio Romano, the 2 players that Manchester United have discussed for the striker position are Darwin Núñez and Richarlison. Darwin Núñez versus Richarlison. Well, for me it is quite an easy one there, as Richarlison has had a good season with him having 8 goals and 4 assists in a really struggling Everton side. But with the form Darwin Núñez has shown this season, well, it has to be him. And it looks like the club agree, as according to Romano, Darwin Núñez is a player that Manchester United have discussed. The club consider him Man United level and is a player they see perfect for the present and the future. And I absolutely agree with that, as just the sheer goal scoring form Darwin Núñez has shown this season, well, he's been absolutely out of this world. As in the 32 starts for Benfica, he has 34 goals and 4 assists. And while goal scorers like Darwin Núñez, you just simply don't get in the market nowadays. And well, if we do compare Darwin Núñez's stats to Erling Haaland this season, well, it looks like Darwin Núñez has actually had a better season than the Norwegian. And I'm not trying to say Darwin Núñez is the better player, but if he's performing at a better level now, imagine what he could do with the coaching of Erik Ten Hag. But how much would Darwin Núñez cost Manchester United? Well, according to Fabrizio Romano, Benfica want around 75 to 80 million euros. 75 to 80 million euros, well, that is 64 to 68 million pounds. And if Erik Ten Hag believes Darwin Núñez is the perfect striker for the present and the future, well, I wouldn't mind paying that type of price tag for him. But what are your thoughts on Darwin Núñez? Do you think he could be the perfect striker for an Erik Ten Hag system? And if not, who should Manchester United go and sign? But now let's move on to the 2 midfielders that Erik Ten Hag wants. And the first one looks like it will be Barcelona's Frenkie De Jong. As I said in yesterday's video, according to Gerard Romero, there is a 95% chance that Frenkie De Jong joins Manchester United and that we could get him for around 70 to 80 million euros. And with him doubling down yesterday saying, "It's your choice to believe me or not," well, it looks like he's tripled down on this story, as after Rio Ferdinand tweeted about Frenkie De Jong, well, Gerard Romero is tweeting the eye emojis. And well, with him being a tier 1 Barcelona journalist, well, I kinda expect Frenkie De Jong to sign for Manchester United. And if Frenkie De Jong does sign for Manchester United, well, I've said it before that he absolutely epitomises the perfect midfielder for an Erik Ten Hag system. And with the elite versatility that Frenkie De Jong has shown, well, he can easily play in a 4-3-3 as one of the advanced 8s, and he can also play as a regista in a 4-2-3-1. And well, for that price tag of around 70 to 80 million euros, well, that is 60 to 68 million pounds. And if I don't mind Manchester United spending 68 on Darwin Núñez, well, then I most definitely don't mind them spending that on Frenkie De Jong. But who is the midfielder that Manchester United want to partner Frenkie De Jong with? Well, according to Samuel Luckhurst, it looks like Manchester United have been working on a move to sign Kalvin Phillips separate to Frenkie De Jong. And that would make a lot of sense for me, as Kalvin Phillips has shown in a chaotic and reckless system that he is really good at progressing the ball from deep, and while with him also being a high volume defensive midfielder, him next to Frenkie De Jong just sounds like it fits. And if Leeds United are to get relegated, well, Kalvin Phillips has a 25 million release clause in the event Leeds United get relegated. And £25 million for Kalvin Phillips just sounds like an absolute bargain. But if Leeds United were not to get relegated, Manchester United could get someone like Boubacar Kamara, as the Marseille defensive midfielder has had a good season, and the fact that he is an out and out number 6 and is very technical secure on the ball, well, the fact that his contract is running out at the end of the season, meaning that he will be available on a free transfer, Manchester United should be all over this deal, as even if they don't believe that he is ready for the first team right now, with him being just 22 years old, he could easily be a backup to someone like Fred. But in the long term, he could have a good partnership with someone like Frenkie De Jong. And if Manchester United cannot get Kalvin Phillips, well, Boubacar Kamara is an excellent alternative. But anyways lads, out of Kamara and Phillips, who do you think Manchester United should go and sign? But now let's move on to the centre back that Erik Ten Hag wants. And well, for me, this might be a straightforward one, as Erik Ten Hag has already been working with this player, and that player is Jurrien Timber. As you would know, your boy is a massive fan of Jurrien Timber, and the fact that he is just 20 years old, the way he is currently performing, he just performs at such a high level for someone his age. And the fact that Ajax fans are arguably calling him their player of the year when they've had standout players this year like Sebastian Haller and Anthony, well, it just speaks volumes of the player that Jurrien Timber is. And with the brilliance of Jurrien Timber, if Manchester United do not believe they need a centre back right now, well, he can easily fill in at right back, as overall in his career he has nearly played 50 games at right back. And in the short term, if Erik Ten Hag does not sign an out and out right back, well, playing someone like Timber there till he is physically ready to be a centre back, well, that could just be a smart buy for Manchester United, as we don't know Erik Ten Hag's plan with Harry Maguire, and if he does have Harry Maguire in his short term plans, well, as I said, signing someone like Timber, well, he can easily play right back. But how much would Jurrien Timber cost Manchester United? Well, you would think he would cost a fortune, but according to Transfermarkt, his market value is £27 million. And well, that makes a lot of sense, as he only has 2 years left on his contract. And well, I don't think Ajax can demand anything more than a £40 million offer, as if they do ask for something silly like a £60 to £70 million offer, well, Manchester United could potentially wait 18 months and get Jurrien Timber on a pre-contract, meaning that he could potentially join Manchester United on a free in 2 years' time. So, Ajax cannot be silly around here, and around £40 million should secure Jurrien Timber to Manchester United. But to conclude, my Erik Ten Hag dream transfer plan would be Manchester United signing Darwin Núñez and Frenkie De Jong for £68 million each, signing Kalvin Phillips for £25 million, and signing Jurrien Timber for around £40 million. And well, if we did go and get all of those players, that would roughly be £200 million spent. And if we are able to sell some of those deadwood players that I mentioned earlier, Manchester United could potentially get all 4 of those players for a potential net spend of £120 million. But what are your thoughts on my dream Erik Ten Hag transfer plan? And if you had £200 million to spend at Manchester United, who would you want us to get? But anyways lads, that was my dream Erik Ten Hag transfer plan. And if you are excited for what Erik Ten Hag could do at Manchester United, go down there and smash that like button for your boy, and consider subscribing to my channel, as we are now on the road to 700 subscribers. But for now guys, I'm out. Peace.